quick speakers, and then bars open, and we're going to recess for dinner. But right now we've got Rob Stratton, who's going to be promoting an event with Johnny Rocket coming up. Woo!
If you look on the board there, it's Mises.org. And if you go to Mises.org/rocket, you can get half off. It's a normal $50 ticket to go to this event. You can get it for $25. There's going to be guys like Tom Woods there, Paul Murphy. They're going to do a live taping of the Contra Krugman show. There will also be Jeff Deist, who's the head of the Mises Institute. And why I think this stuff is important is because Robin Kerner likes to always say culture predates politics. And I always like to clarify Robin's point with education predates culture. So if you look at the history of the United States, Rothbard said the American Revolution was successful because Americans were educated. They had studied Locke, they had studied natural law, they had read the English common law, and that's why it was successful. That's why it didn't turn out the way the French Revolution did. The French Revolution had very similar beginnings, but ended not so well. So education is the key. So when Larry says, put your point of view out there, how are you going to give a libertarian point of view to those people if you haven't studied the libertarian positions on this? And there's all kinds of various thoughts at Mises. So it's not just one thought. All their books are free to download through PDF files through the computer. I like to kind of use an example. We know we have a lot of Christians in here. You can be a Christian and call yourself a Christian, but if you haven't read the Bible or haven't had any educated yourself on the Christian values, how are you going to convert somebody else to be a Christian? How are you going to explain the values to them? And I think that kind of goes in because a lot of the values from these libertarian thinkers at the Mises organization, you read our statement of principles, it falls right in line with that. And of course, they're economic professors mostly, but economics ties in with the libertarian philosophy through and through, especially the Austrian school. It's a value-free, but every conclusion that you can make from the economics is that humans work better as individuals making their own choices and not top-down government structure. So again, I encourage everybody who can make this event to make it. We went last year with Ryan Johnson. He was there. We hung out afterwards and ate sushi. There will be several libertarians from Whatcom County I know that are going down. Johnny and Heather will be there from Johnny Rocket Launchpad, so you can meet them too, along with great libertarian thinkers.
All right, I know some of us were kind of disappointed that we didn't get to elect new leadership today. Mr. Trainer, apologize about that. However, we are going to have well, I guess he's not the only candidate for chair. I know Liberty Dog was running too. But we're going to have Randy McGlenn come up and give us a little talk before we close this out before our break.
Thank you, everyone, for sticking it through here. I know a few of the people have left a little early since we weren't able to conduct business, but thank you for staying for our speakers. And I want to give a round of applause to all the people that came out to speak, especially Karen and Larry Sharp from National to speak with us and be here with us today. So thank you very much. So we've heard a lot from some of the people today about unity, about coming together, and so I'm not going to repeat a lot of that. I had some things that I was going to speak about today, but the agenda's kind of changed, so I'm going to change it up a little bit. Just touch on two items that I think kind of go along with the theme of what's been talked about today. Starting with that is community. You know, a lot of us, we get together and we talk about libertarian ideas and talk about our philosophy and talk about how we can promote liberty. Well, one of the things we should be doing as well, I think, is building a community. You know, we want to be friends as friends in liberty, and we want to invite other people to join in on that friendship. And we want to have that sense of belonging and sense of camaraderie. And that will help draw more people into our group, into our ranks, to want to be a part of what we're doing here. So when you think about things about how we can draw people in, how can we recruit new members, let's give them something to come for. Like some of the ideas that we're floating in Spokane is, let's have a bowling night. Let's have a barbecue. Let's have a night out in one of the parks and have some sort of shenanigans of some sort. But, you know, draw people in, not just in the sense of we're going to come talk about politics. No, bring them together because we want to be together. We want to hang out. We want to do fun stuff and enjoy each other's company. And when we can do that, I think that we'll see more people being able to, or wanting to be a part of that. So the other thing is, wanted to talk about is positivity. So what do you suppose helped Obama's campaign and ultimately lead to the winning of the election? It was his message. It was a positive message. It stayed positive. It was about hope. It was about, yes, we can. You hear a lot of no's and a lot of we are against messages, and I know Larry touched on that as well. And so people get turned off by negativity. But you know, think of it this way. If you had somebody you hung out with and they were always down and they were always negative about stuff, do you really want to hang out with those kind of people? Well, most people don't. But if you're positive and you're fun and you're energetic and you're exciting, people like that. I know one of the things that Michael Pickens, I drew to him is the energy. He's an exciting person. I like to hang out with this guy. I like to have a beer with him. We could talk about liberty, but you know, it's that positivity. It's that, yes, we can do this. And we as libertarians, we can make a positive change in our country. We have to be positive. We have to come together and have a message of positivity. That's one of the things that myself and of course Tiffany, we're going to be running on as our leadership platform is turning things into a positive message. We want people to join us, and we want to have a great time together as libertarians. And so with that, as we start to organize our next convention meeting in July, I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of you there. I want to see you there because we have a great time together, and I know that we're going to put together some positive things. So as we start to get those details together, I'm going to do everything I can to help Mr. Trainer get the word out. And obviously, we're going to have a great time. And it's going to be, I hope to see one of the biggest conventions yet. So with that, I'll be more than happy to hand it over to our dinner session. So thank you very much. Appreciate your time. And let's go have some food.
Yeah.